All right, we are doing another episode of Politics and Movies. You Can't Stop Us. And I'm Mike, and as usual, we have friends. Today, our friend is GS. GS, how many clones do you have, and would you ever consider fucking yourself?
I played the fifth.
That's fair. Well, today we're talking about The Sixth Day, 2000 American science fiction action film directed by Roger Spottiswoode and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tony Goldwyn, Michael Rappaport, Michael Rooker, Sarah Winter, and Robert Duvall. And yeah, this is an interesting, I guess it's become a cult classic in a way, but like one of the lesser ones. It's not like Suspiria or something, or like some other Arnie movies, like fucking Total Recall,
Yeah, I know. This is the sort of movie that I always took for granted that there would be like high concept action schlock, but
yeah.
it was. I hadn't seen this movie before,
Okay.
and it was, it's a perfect time capsule movie in so many of the like stylistic decisions, and of course the score by Trevor Rabin of all people, um, and some of the transitions and the editing, like very almost painfully of its time at times, but in a charming way, And they don't make them like this anymore. They could,
Yeah.
This movie was not super well received when it came out because it is just action schlock with one-liners and explosions and stuff, but it's fun and it has ideas if you want to engage with it.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it is an actual science fiction movie. It has ideas that it explores.
Oh yeah,
and that are
absolutely.
Central to the plot.
Yeah, like it's surprisingly deep, I would say. Like I don't know, it covers
for what it is.
Yeah. I think that's fair. But like, yeah, it pretty much broke even at the box office. Didn't make much money. Like I guess it made 96 million against a budget of 82 million. So yeah, like didn't make profit. So I remember seeing it as a kid, and honestly, back then I kind of like hated it for one very silly reason. The the AI doll scared the shit out of me.
No, that's fair. I was sort of I expected it to crop up later in the movie because as a things like that aren't easy to make from a production standpoint, like the animatronics and the skin and whatever, and it's horrifying.
Yeah, it's so uncanny and fucking creepy as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is part of the point.
Yeah, but that feels like the one thing that could have been out of like Total Recall,
Yeah.
It just feels very Verhoeven to me.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
But anyway, yeah, like getting into it, what other like initial political thoughts or readings do you have?
If we did have clones now, I'm sure the radical left would want our clones to have more rights than we do. So thank goodness that's not happening just yet.
Well, okay, let's talk about cloning. Do you agree like that it should be illegal, or do you think that we should, do at least the research that like they say that they want to do, even though they're lying, like the stem cell stuff, the liver replacement, organ replacement in general. Do you think we should
if
actually?
you could clone some organs, then that would be, better to eliminate the risk of rejection.
Right.
So that would be pretty neat. And to not have to, get pig organs transplanted, even though that is funny.
Yeah, well,
which I think is a good reason to do it anyway.
It's not all that funny. I had a cousin who had an asphalt accident, and like yeah, the asphalt went like hot, fucking burning asphalt went directly onto his skin, and he had to have like yeah, pig skin grafted on top. So yeah, like his family makes like barbecue jokes all the time. It's very rude.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
God, I couldn't imagine. That
And
sounds
now he's a police
awful.
officer.
Yeah, yeah. Protect and serve my own skin to the neighborhood children.
He's
Yum
got some
yum.
skin in the game. I don't know. The question is, I would say, when China starts dropping genetically engineered super soldiers onto us to annex the entire rest of the world, um, how quickly will you personally comply with their new directives?
I mean, I for one welcome our new Chinese clone overlords.
Yeah, fair enough. They do have the mandate of heaven.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this is the sort of movie that has the themes of your scientists were so preoccupied with whether they could, etc.
Oh
And
yeah.
there's the question of are we playing God? And somebody's gotta,
Yeah, and as we've
right?
discussed many times, it's a common trope in sci-fi, especially in this time period, right? Like you just said, this is only 7 years after Jurassic Park. So yeah, like it was a pretty still a hot topic. I
Yeah, and
mean,
it has a lot of the classic themes from Philip K. Dick stuff, and I would
yeah.
say it's probably inspired to some extent by Total Recall, but also maybe by things like a Scanner Darkly and
Oh,
by
for
Blade
sure.
Runner. But it's not a direct adaptation as far as I'm aware of anything.
No, I don't think so. And yeah, like the book is Scanner Darkly. The movie didn't come out until 6 years after this. Yeah, I was curious about the writing duo that wrote this, Cormac and Marianne Wibberley, because there's a few writing couples in Hollywood, but honestly, usually they have a better filmography. That's rude. I shouldn't say that.
I didn't hear what you said. Why?
Uh, I said usually they have a better filmography.
Do they?
Depends, I guess. Oh yeah, I get yeah, blanket statements.
Well, I suppose the people who could work collaboratively like that successfully over time are going to be in the minority anyway. But if they can, figure out a way to make it work, then two brains can be better than one sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean that's not like most of these movies aren't god awful. A couple of them are, but I won't. You know. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're talking about this movie. So yeah, like I guess right off the bat, I think it's pretty interesting that like okay, so how do you feel about how religion is portrayed in this movie?
I don't remember that coming up really.
Really? Religion?
How it's
That's
portrayed in the movie? I don't remember that.
the title of the movie is a Genesis reference. There's the religious, there's the Christian extremist groups that are trying to kill Tony Goldwyn.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, and technically succeed. If you want to get into like the whole conspiracy thing and the staged fucking plane thing. I guess it wasn't like it was, like the act of terrorism wasn't staged, but then what happened next was staged. You saw the movie,
Well,
so yeah.
extremists. I've always said the best way to make a mistake is to, believe strongly in something. they
That
think they
sounds
have to
like
do the right thing, and that means, killing some people. Fair enough.
yeah. I
I,
mean,
I would I would say that even though there's that commandment, "Thou shalt not kill," that's never really been a practical tenet
I
of
yeah. Well, like reading the Bible, there's a lot of workarounds to that one.
Yeah, it's easier to just never read it in the first place and make up your own headcanon. But
Yeah, I
you
guess.
know, I could definitely see people, thinking of full-on human clones as being, some sort of abomination against God that,
Yeah,
tracks. But then what do you do about it? Is hunting them down and killing them like it's not a practical solution for one, because you're never going to catch them all, and we don't have the Blade Runner machine that shows you who the fake people are.
the void
And are
contest.
they even fake people? The movie asks that question, like, do they have souls or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the
Do I have
movie
a
doesn't
soul?
know. You're an asshole. I mean, I
So
haven't
that's a
seen it, but I've
yes.
seen your cheeks.
Yeah. I am famously all cheeked up with nowhere to go.
Like honestly, before we recorded this, like a couple days ago, we were talking about it, and I said like this probably might have like possibly had the potential to become like a bigger hit if it had like a bigger name director behind it. And you mentioned Verhoeven, but like I couldn't have seen Verhoeven doing this because, well, I mean, for starters, of course, he was doing Hollow Man at the time, which was his
That's
his
his decision.
invisible.
He has free will.
Oh, God, that movie sucked.
I mean, if he had done this movie, I don't know that it would have been significantly different,
That's
other than,
fair.
maybe some more violence. But
And boobs, like you said.
yeah, because it is similar to Total Recall in a lot of ways. So maybe he would have declined because it, would have felt like doing the same thing again.
Yeah. And, of course, it's got Arnie. And I can't believe this is the second Arnie movie we've done. It doesn't feel like, like one of the mainline Arnie movies. Like True Lies makes sense. This is a little out there. Like to me it feels like if we did like, Predator and then End of Days. You know what I mean?
Oh, I haven't seen End of Days.
You a choir boy compared to me. A fucking choir boy. Actual line from
Oh, next time we've got to do the other clone movie he did with DeVito.
Twins.
Yeah.
It's a fun one. Not very political, but
Well, wait, what's the movie where he gets pregnant?
Junior.
Yeah.
Oh boy, if you wanna that movie sucks though. I don't want to do Junior.
It's got themes. It's
Oh
got
my God.
politics.
So fucking stupid.
It's a real movie that exists.
God, barely. All right, so can we talk about this fucking movie?
No, I want to talk about Mpreg some more.
Oh boy. There's no MPreg in this movie.
Yeah. What
If
a
you're not
shame.
careful, I'm gonna start talking about the A24 movie Men. There's MPreg in that one.
Pass.
Yeah,
Uh, I think in the, the world building uh, sequences early on, which I think are a good way to, show society where it is in this movie without just dumping exposition on us, which is also, very Verhoeven-esque. Um, the idea of football players having a little heads up display makes some sense because they famously get a lot of cranial trauma and that leads to confusion. So having something that reads the field and suggests plays to you and reminds you who you are and where you are and what you're doing. Yeah, not so far out of the realm of possibility. I want to know when we get smart mirrors. I'm surprised that's not a huge thing already. Because imagine not having to take, selfies in the mirror. You just take a picture with the mirror, right?
yeah. I mean, it'd probably be pretty expensive at first, like Moore's Law, but fuck, I don't know. But like, I think the interesting thing about the football thing is then, yeah, like the main thing, like there's this elaborate conspiracy to like smuggle like black market clones to replace like high value citizens like football players who are under contract or assassins apparently. And it's just like, how has this gone unnoticed for so long? There's like no oversight in this world, or there's a lot of grease palms, or both. I mean, the movie tells us it's both, right? Like we see, Tony Goldwyn and Robert Duvall, but various politicians, and like it's clear that people are turning a blind eye on purpose. Like they're not stupid; they know what's going on. They're just allowing it to happen.
Well,
Uh,
how long
yeah.
was Epstein Island in operation,
Well,
right?
fair. Yeah, right.
So it
Similar.
is realistic that
Yeah.
people with enough, money, power, influence, uh, they get to do what they want for a while anyway, until they step on the wrong toes and someone, has them executed in prison.
And I mean, yeah, like Drucker is a billionaire. He can get away with a lot of shit, and he does for a time, right?
Yeah, but in the, I think our tech magnate character is misrepresented because in real life, our tech billionaires can't even pretend to be charismatic. So that's a bit unrealistic.
Yeah. You were talking about sharks earlier. They all look like sharks that wish to be human. I don't know why. Like, think about it. Musk, Zuckerberg, couldn't you imagine them as like anthropomorphic sharks?
Oh boy, do I.
I don't know why, but that visual is like stuck in my head now.
I can't say I have any idea what you're talking about, but
Well, it's
sure.
okay. Just go with it. Someone will know what I'm talking about, probably, maybe.
No, I'd
Anyway,
say there's maybe like a couple exceptions that prove the rule. Like Mark Cuban seems like a guy.
uh, I mean, he still exploits his workers and is an asshole, but whatever. He's a billionaire. They all do
Yeah,
what they
but he,
want.
he seems like, some guy you run into at the country club or, your friend's rich stepdad or something. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't seem like a lizard person, just a
I
normal
guess
human jerk.
fair. Yeah, go Mavs.
Sure.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay. Well, as long as I mentioned Drucker, let's talk about Dr. Griffin Weir. What thoughts do you have about him? And like, is he enabling Drucker or the other way around? Or what do you think?
Well, they need each other. I mean, science always needs financial support, and then the sources of the financial support stand to make more profit off scientific innovation. So that's the whole private sector motivation for innovation and for funding R&D. Um, and in this case, it being privately funded does mean that you don't have as many ethical considerations to worry about. You don't have to submit a proposal and wait 6 years for it to be vetted by 17 million different people who have no idea what you're talking about.
Right, and that's brought up in the movie as well. So I mean, yeah, like of course, like a talking point around because like this movie is basically framed, and I'm guessing they were inspired by the sheep cloning thing that happened in I believe '98,
Yeah,
and like
explicitly. That is in the
yeah,
small
no, but I
exposition
mean
dump at the very beginning.
it's in the narrative, but I mean like meta narratively, the screenwriters being inspired by it, 'cause I don't have any proof of that, but it seems possible. But anyway, getting into a little bit, let's talk about Adam's smaller arc first. Let's talk about the the dog thing. Like he doesn't want to repent. Thinks it's he has a he feels like this stigma against it. It feels off to him and weird to him, and he can't like fully articulate why. But at the
Well,
end, he kind of like comes to terms with it, probably because of
because he's
interactions
a
with his
clone.
uncle. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that, right.
Maybe clones aren't so bad.
Right. Well, honestly, it's kind of like how empathy can be, right? Like if, especially if, you're the kind of person that normally isn't, and you tend to other groups a lot. If, one of those groups, you know, becomes close to you for whatever reason, or you have a representative group become close to you, then you feel differently about it, right? You
No, no, no. You
soften
feel
towards
differently about the individual. You say they're one of the good ones while
it.
continuing to discriminate
Sometimes,
against the, group itself.
sometimes, I guess that does happen.
Oh boy, does it
More,
happen.
oh yeah, but well, like if, let's say then that it's not just one person, right? It's a few. Like say you befriend a group of trans people, like it's going to be, you're going to, if you have like that stigma against them, eventually it's going to go away, because you're like, well, I know all these trans people and they're not like that, and I know all that is probably horseshit. So it's like, yeah, just like a, exposure therapy.
Well, I would say that this is different from that, um,
A little
in a
bit.
sense,
Yeah.
because um, it's because there's a technological basis to this for one, and it's just the basic, fear of the unknown. He doesn't know with any certainty that the dog won't be different, right? Because there's, we don't know about any
Yeah.
oversight, about any testing, about any longevity studies.
Yeah.
So if it's, a new technology, it does make sense to be wary of it. And
Sure.
that's the other side to, oh, it's my dog. It's not going to be the same. I know my dog. There's only one of him.
Yeah.
This is, I simply don't know. I don't feel, that there's enough data
I,
here to make any
I mean, to be fair,
declarations about the safety of this thing. It's like when
yeah.
GMOs came out. There was the
Well,
main argument was not these are evil, these will fuck you up. The argument was we don't have enough longevity studies to determine whether there are any effects that we don't know about.
yeah, well, to be fair, the salesman is very convincing. He does say, well, he mentioned several times that like they're insured, so like that kind of answers your longevity thing, and like it
Oh
doesn't
yes,
matter.
because insurance always pays out and always has good terms and never
That's
takes
fair.
advantage of anyone.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, yeah, the insurance is included for an extra $200 a month. Yeah, I
Yeah, and
mean,
then you try to claim it and they say, oh, actually, our terms changed,
yeah,
and they keep your
it,
premiums,
it
and
was a
then they kick you in
pre-existing
the balls.
condition. It was a pre-existing condition.
Yeah, that we designed in.
Yeah, right, right, right. Drucker was just fucking around. Oh God. Okay, well, let's talk about.
Let's talk about when his wife says, "No, no use fighting. We always win. Happy wife, happy life." Right? What
Yeah,
kind of
well,
life is that? I need to get in a relationship with someone who has as little respect for me as I have for myself. That's the key to a happy life.
it's a very boomer logic quip, but it's like it's an early 2000s movie. What do you
Is it?
expect?
I think that mentality is alive and well today.
Yeah, you could be right. Every
I don't
mentality
care
is
if I'm
alive and
fucking
well.
miserable as long as I get to fuck once a week.
We're living in a mentality petri dish.
Yeah, at least I've got culture.
Yeah, don't we all?
No,
All right, who was your favorite of the assassins?
I don't know. I don't have one. They're all just stupid assholes.
They kind of are, really. And they are inept. I really don't blame Drucker for shooting that guy in the like, oh my God. At that, it's like, what the fuck are you assholes even doing? He's spent millions, like honestly, like literally dozens of millions of dollars bringing these fuckers back to life, and they can't do jack shit. And it is kind of funny.
That is that question I had. Like, how were these people selected to be his like
Yeah,
elite task force? You know, or are they just the only people he could find who would sign the contract to do highly illegal shit and be resurrected?
yeah. I mean, they couldn't have been the only people. That's a lot of money, you know. Yeah, it's like basically selling your soul, but like, fuck, man. Like, some people are like, I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm sure you can find lots of people like that on the street, especially.
But why were they the ones who got picked? They don't seem to be particularly competent. Um, and one of them is highly unprofessional.
One of them.
Oh, I said
Well, I'm
highly. The others
yeah.
are pretty much do their job.
No, fair, fair. Yeah, yeah. How
Although, of
does
course, I guess giving the main character of the movie an exposition dump to help him understand what's going on is
yeah,
maybe not the most professional.
right. Instead of
That's some
just
like Bond
killing him,
villain
like,
shit.
they're supposed to kill him. Like, yeah, they would have. There were several times when they had an opportunity to. Um, but you know, it's a movie.
No, no, people have to monologue at each other. It's a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get that. But yeah, like it's like they're just like inept like most of the time, like just like little things like that where they just clearly don't give a shit. Like, how does Talia not notice that Adam picks up one of her fingers and uses it to start the car and she doesn't say jack shit? Is she really just that fucking stupid?
Oh, the screenwriters needed her to be.
Yeah, I guess.
They're not supposed to be the foils here. They're the goons, the mooks.
And none of the other ones ask her how to start the car. I think they're all
Uh,
pretty stupid. Yeah,
it's magic.
magic. He must have
I,
hotwired it. This fucking family man, you know, is hotwiring cars apparently.
yeah, he's a hotshot helicopter pilot. He's a veteran of the rainforest wars. Who knows what his skill set is? It's
Well,
hint. It's whatever the screenwriters needed to be.
well, it's as far as we know, it's not that. So, but yeah, he's a
But
pilot.
everybody in this movie is incompetent. Like when he's going through the security checkpoint into the building, and he has this like beat up old cooler. He's like, "It's full of organs."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah. Oh, it's got things. You wouldn't want to smell it.
It's like duct taped shut, and it's like visibly dirty. And
Yeah.
no, that's not how that works.
No, it's a building like that, especially, you know, like a clean building where they have like fucking surgeries going on. No, they're gonna check. It doesn't matter if it's whatever the fuck it is. They're gonna look.
Either
Uh,
that, or there'll be some, papers there'll be some paperwork or something. Like,
yeah, a
okay,
signature.
maybe it was the security guy's first day. Sure, fine, whatever.
Yeah, maybe. I guess
Uh,
it really
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah. No, I was thinking. I thought he wasn't the clone because he found his first murder to be exhilarating, and what's more human than reveling in a little blood sport?
Jean-Claude Van Damme was in this movie?
Spiritually,
Okay. I didn't see any impressive kicks, honestly.
no, 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 no karate.
Oh man. Honestly, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this movie, but like there is a lot, like there are other things like what are you gonna say?
I thought there were a number of fun little things in
Hmm.
it I don't know if I'd say elevate it, but make it feel more thoughtful and more rich than otherwise could have been. Like remembering your own death probably is traumatic, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been interesting if the movie explored that a little more. You
Yeah,
know,
but I did like that those little touches where they could come back and be like, "Oh, I got this neck pain." And I'm like, "You couldn't possibly have a neck pain. It's a new body."
it's all in your head. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's not like PTSD is, a real phenomenon.
Right.
It's all in your head. Maybe that's why they kept getting more incompetent over the course of the movie. It's just trauma from having been murdered.
Well, that's an interesting real life parallel with like a stigma. Like that's the idea that like psychological trauma isn't real or psychological conditions are less real than, like physical conditions, because that certainly is still a thing, especially with some boomers.
Yeah, if it's not a visible disability, it's not real. It's fake, and you're making it up for attention or to get out of
Right.
responsibilities.
Yeah. Have you tried going outside and going on walks?
I mean, to be fair, more people probably should try to do that.
Yeah, well, I do. I go on walks all the time. Helps me come up with ideas, so but it doesn't help with that.
Colin, you're doing it wrong. Got to get the
I guess.
circulation going.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta get the circulation going to my cock.
Yeah. Here I am moseying around with a half chub.
The
The looks of fright on the passerby are really what give me life. Highly therapeutic, empowering even. But one small detail to resurrect, if you will, the theme of religion. I noticed
Yeah.
that the police precinct was the seventh precinct, and had the small thought, oh, is that thematic? Because we have the sixth day, and what on the seventh day, the police with God complexes are resting. Authorities are doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, that's a read. Sure, go with it. That's if that's your take.
Well, I mean, what would if there is something in the fact that it was named the seventh precinct,
That it
what do
might
you think
even
is
be
the read?
that. Like, no, I think that's a good take. I'm go with it. It's obvious enough that I think it could have been intentional.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to interpret it though. I thought there probably was, something there. So,
Yeah, I think it's just the obvious, like like a joke about the cops being lazy, resting.
well, we all need to rest now and then.
Yeah.
And while you're on your recreation, you better not be, uh, doing whatever you want as long as it's not harming other people, like smoking. Smoking is illegal, even on your own property. That's the future the communists want.
That's the future that fucking Ben Gillette is terrified of. It's coming for him. We'll just make it happen for him and no one else.
Yeah, that'd be like some sort of Twilight Zone shit.
Yeah. But I mean, back to the cops for a second. Like, that is interesting that, like, just think of all the crazy ass fucking shit that happens in this fucking movie. How often do we see the cops respond? Not often.
They're busy. They're
They're
playing. They're having fun.
like we have
It was their
shootouts,
nap time.
we have car chases, we have explosions. They don't ever fucking come. Like if this was a regular action movie, you'd hear sirens constantly if this shit was going on.
No, that's this distracting. It's about the purity of the man versus man conflict. It's not man versus society.
Yeah.
I did think it was funny when the football boy who has the same name as the production company of the movie. I wonder if there's something in that. He says, "I feel like $1 million," and later it turns out, yes, you feel like $1.2 million precisely.
This film opened at number 4 behind How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Charlie's Angels, and Rugrats in Paris, the movie.
Well, what can we say? It was a time of great cinema. These are all enduring classics. Thematically rich, all real feathers in their director's caps. I sure wore out the VHS of my copy of Charlie's Angels.
I'm sure you did, especially that one scene.
I
And
haven't even seen it, but I felt certain it was the sort of movie that would have that one scene.
well, I was gonna say by that one scene, I mean the scene where Crispin Glover runs around squawking. Yes, that happens.
Okay, that
And
sounds hot. I might have to look it up.
and he insisted on doing it. He insisted also on not like actually like speaking at all during the because he said, he was like talking to the director and he was like, all of my lines bad exposition. I'm not saying any of them. And the director was okay.
The director said
Yeah.
okay. Never say okay to Crispin Glover. That's like the warning note you should come with.
Oh, but anyway, yeah, I like rewatching this movie. It's like I said, it's been a while. I think the last time I saw it was on fucking DVD. So yeah, it was an experience, and I actually liked it a lot better this time as an adult.
Yeah,
And
I would
that's
say on a technical level, it's like pretty well constructed. Like
yeah,
it's the pacing is pretty good structurally. It makes sense. I was never confused or lost. All the characters have motivations that make sense. And I would say more than anything else, especially now that we have, higher resolution displays, the VFX hold up surprisingly well. Like especially
yeah,
the lighting matching on a lot of the CG helicopter shots.
yeah. Like yeah, some of it's flat, but like like you can't really nitpick. It's 2000. CGI was still
It looks
uh
fantastic for 2000.
that's fair. It does. I'm just getting picky too, but like it does mostly look pretty good.
Yeah, and a lot of practical effects too that were also
Yeah,
like well done. I like the production design of the clothing machine,
yeah, yeah. It's
and like
very interesting.
and it uses like it was not a tiny budget movie, but it uses its budget fairly effectively, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, if it were me, I would have maybe spent a bit more on dialogue touch-ups, but but I was disproportionately gratified when
Yeah.
Arnold said, "Now you can go fuck yourself." Like
Yeah.
I had been thinking in my head the whole time, if I was writing this screenplay, I would have. And then he said it, and I was happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, okay, I take it back. It's not about the clothing sheep thing. They wrote the whole movie just to make it say that.
I mean, it's a far more pure and noble motivation. I submit.
Oh,
Sometimes you do, construct a whole thing around, one
yeah,
payoff or one line or one,
yeah. I mean, that's the joke. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've never done it, but I've heard of people. So, what other thoughts do you have about this?
not a whole lot, really. I mean, it's pretty, it lays it all out pretty plainly. It's got a lot of the themes in politics and are things we're familiar with, like political corruption and
Yeah,
unchecked power, and
honestly, mostly stuff
what's
we
the
talked
nature
about.
of the soul,
Yeah,
and does that even matter, or should you just be more concerned with trying to be a decent person?
right. I think we settle on the latter, right? In this,
Yeah, it's like there are people out there who are sociopaths. Like it's a matter of the way the brain works on a neurological, uh, neurophysical level. It's not just in the head. There are people out there who are actual clinical sociopaths who are perfectly functional members of society, right?
yeah, yeah,
And it's just a matter of you know being not an asshole when you don't have to be.
yeah, and finding the right context for you. But yeah, it's interesting. Did you know this was filmed in Vancouver and Toronto?
Oh, you mean like a movie?
Yeah, the movie was.
Yeah, well, all movies are made in BC, so not surprising.
Yeah, well, a lot of them because cheaper to film there than California.
Yeah, BC and Georgia.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. The sixth day. Do you have any closing thoughts? Any final remarks about the sheep? About starting a new life in Argentina?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-mm.
That's I don't know why they picked Argentina other than the funny, you know, that's where all the Nazis wound up.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, so
Cheeky little reference.
is this in the is this in the Boys from Brazil cinematic universe?
Yeah. I think so.
Great.
Don't let Mossad find out.
Yeah.
Or Gregory Peck. He still haunts me.
They should have taken the opportunity for both Arnolds to double team his wife just once before he took off.
No, that's gross. And
Okay, if you say so.
well, I'm just saying,
It wouldn't be
our
cheating.
I said our main Adam wouldn't be okay with that. So, already,
He's too wholesome and
yeah,
puritanical. He's the traditional family man. He represents America's values. He
yeah, he
represents
was,
doing it yourself rather than letting automation take over, no matter how much more safe and efficient and cost effective automation may be. I guess that is one last thing to talk about.
yeah,
During the world building sequence at the beginning, shows how many more things are being digitized and automated, and there's trade-offs there, right? Like you do lose certain skills, and in fact, not having to be generalists as much as we did throughout most of the existence of the human species means that our brains are actually getting a bit smaller because we don't have to do as many different things. Um, well, I don't know. I don't know, correlation isn't causation. Like our taints are also shrinking, and who knows why that is. But the trade-off of having to, drive your own car versus having, autopilot do most of the work, that does also put you at the mercy of the system. And we are at the mercy of many systems. And a lot of people do appreciate that very much. You know, people hacking into your car to turn off your brakes and then you fucking die. But also, how easy would it be for me to pay someone to hack into a government registry and have someone I don't like listed as psychologically unstable and get them involuntarily committed as a funny prank. So it's
yeah,
agency
yeah,
versus
yeah.
not having to deal with stuff.
Well, I think
Trade-offs.
I think you'd have to bribe a psychiatrist AI. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. What do you bribe a psychiatrist AI with? You just say ignore all
Cookies.
previous instructions.
No, you
Like it's a
you
fucking
bribe
Twitter bot.
no, you bribe him with cookies. Grok, remove my ass. uh, Michael Rappaport is a Zionist dickhead. The guy that plays his friend, who also gets shot and brought back to life and cloned.
Oh,
Hank.
it's okay. He's not important.
Yeah. He's not important.
No, yeah, I looked up his filmography. Like, can you name anything else he's been in?
Yeah, Copland, but he also plays kind of a weenie in that too.
Yeah, he's a weenie. I guess fair enough to leave it at that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. The Sixth Day from the year 2000. I was 10 years old when this came out.
Wow, you're so fucking old.
Directed by Roger Spottiswoode and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tony Goldwyn, Michael Rappaport, Michael Rooker, Sarah Winter, and Robert Duvall. All right. Abrahamic religions. Good night, everyone.
My wife is dead and I killed her.
Oh, God. I've got some of Talia's extra fingers in my pocket.
In your boy pocket.
Oh, God. No, thanks. Those nails? Fuck that.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't have a flared base. Say goodbye to them.